Morning, my dear student. Today we are going to learn the fifth problems on the Soderberg equation. First I will read the question. A steel rod is subjected to a reverse axial load of 180 kilonewton. So first thing is, I am taking the steel rod. On the steel rod, it is subjected to the reverse axial loading. So this means that on this rod, the maximum load is acting, meanwhile the minimum load is acting. So reverse they indicate that the maximum load is acting as well as minimum load is acting. How much maximum and minimum load is acting on this component? 180 kilonewton. Is it right? So I will represent here. The maximum tensile load is V max, maximum load equal to 180 kilonewton, as well as the minimum load in the form of compressive nature, because reverse axial loading in which tensile, compressive, tensile. So this means that the repetitive cycle load is acting on this component. The minimum load, how much is there? We need to consider as minus 180 kilonewton. So why we need to represent the minus 180? Because one is maximum tensile in nature, another is compressive in nature. If it is the compressive in nature, then you need to represent as W minimum is equal to minus 180 kilonewton is in compressive in nature. Okay. Find the diameter of the rod. So in this problem, we need to find out the diameter of the rod. We need to find out D. Okay, for the factor of safety, here the factor of safety of this material is given as it is represented by small m equal to 2. The factor of safety of this material, how much is given? 2. Neglect the column action. There is no need to consider the column action in this case. Okay, the material has ultimate tensile strength. How much is given? 1070 megapascal. So here the ultimate strength of the material, it is represented by sigma u. Ultimate strength of the material, how much is given? 1070 megapascal. This 1070 megapascal is there, but our intention is we want to convert in millimeter square. Generally, if you want to convert, so 1 megapascal equal to 1 Newton per millimeter square. You can take the direct. Otherwise, if you want to expand this value for the clarifying your doubt, then you can represent here 1070 into 10 power of how much? 6 or 9? 6. Is it right? So 1 Pascal, you know very well, 1 Pascal equal to 1 Newton per meter square. How much? 1 Pascal equal to 1 Newton per meter square. So here Newton per meter square, but our intention is we want to convert in millimeter square. Is it right? Then 1070 into 10 power of 6 Newton by 1 milli means 10 power of 3. Is it right? Then we can represent minus 10 power of 3 whole square meter square. Is it right? And this is 10 power of 3 whole square and 10 power of 6 cancel. The remaining is 1070 Newton per millimeter square. Is it right? Then we can present here sigma u 1070 Newton per millimeter square, or directly you can convert 1 megapascal. This megapascal equal to 1 Newton per millimeter square. You can represent here sigma u equal to 1070 Newton per millimeter square. That's it, direct. Okay, then and the yield strength of this material. Yield strength nothing but sigma y value. How much is given here? 910 megapascal is given. Then we can represent here sigma y equal to 910 megapascal. Then we can easily convert here 910 Newton per millimeter square. Is it right? And then the endurance limit is reverse bending may be assumed to be 1/2 of the ultimate tensile strength. So here in this case the endurance limit of the material sigma E equal to, we need to assume the 1/2 of the ultimate tensile strength. Here ultimate tensile strength how much is given here? 1070 by half you need to consider here. Then as well as other correction factor may be taken as follow. Here the load factor how much is given here? 0.7 and the surface finishing factor 0.8 and size factor is given as 0.85 and stress concentration factor the value is given as 1. The first thing is what we need to find out. We need to find out the mean load. We need to find out because here load is given. If it is load is given, then you need to find out first mean load. And second case, you need to find out the mean stress. In the third case, you need to find out the variable load as well as you need to find out the variable stress. Is it right? As well as in this equation, the endurance limit is given. In the reverse nature, we need to find out the value of sigma EA. After that, we need to put the value in this Soderberg equation. Then you will get the diameter of this shaft. Okay, dear. Then I will write here. First thing is, we need to find out the mean load. We need to find out. So mean load, if you want to find out, we need to represent by Wm. Means mean load should be equal to the maximum load plus minimum load by 2. What is the formula of mean load? The maximum load plus minimum load by 2. For the variable load, just you need to change the maximum load minus minimum load by 2. Is it right? The maximum load, how much is given here? The maximum load is 180 kilonewton is given here. Plus minimum load, how much is given here? Minus 180 kilonewton. Minus 180 kilonewton by 2. Then if you need to subtract plus into minus, it should be minus 180 minus of 180 by 2. So this means that if you subtract this value, then you will get this 0. 0 by number should be 0. Then this means that the mean load value is how much we got it here? 0. Okay, Wm. Again, what we need to find out? We need to find out the mean stress. We need to find out. Then mean stress we need to find out here. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mean stress. Mean stress we need to find out. If you want to find out the mean stress we can represent by sigma, but I am talking about mean stress. Sigma m equal to mean load Wm by total area A. Is it right? Then here the mean load, how much we get in here? 0 Newton. Is it right? Then 0. The area formula is pi by 4 into d square. Is it right? If you divide this one, then you will get the mean stress value is 0. Is it right? The unit should be, so what is the unit is that? The unit of load is Newton and the unit of area is millimeter square. So how much we have to represent here? 0 Newton per millimeter square. That is the value of mean stress. Okay dear, but again in this case what we need to find out? We need to find out the variable stress. We need to find out. Okay. Again we need to find out the variable load. If you want to find out the variable load, then you need to represent by capital W by V. So V is indicate that variable load equal to the maximum load minus minimum load by 2. So what is the formula here? For the variable load equal to the maximum load minus minimum load by 2. Okay dear, so here the maximum load how much is given here? 180. The minimum load is minus 180 by 2. It should be how much? 180 minus into minus should be plus 180 by 2. It should be how much? 360. Okay, 360 by 2. It should be how much dear? 180. What is the unit will be there? The unit is Newton. Again what we need to find out? We need to find out the variable stress. We need to find out. Okay dear. Then if you want to find out the variable stress, then we need to represent the formula is sigma V. So here the unit is kilonewton. Is it right? Not here. Then variable stress, the sigma V nothing equal to WV by area. Is it right? So WV how much is given here? 180. Is it right? 180. Kilo means here we can represent 180 into 10 power of 3 Newton. 10 power of 3 Newton by area. What is the formula is there? Pi by 4 into d square. Then 180 into 10 power of 3 multiply by 4 divided by pi into d square. So if you find out with the help of calci, then you will get the answer is, you need to multiply 180 into 10 power of 3 into 4 divided by 3.142, then you will get the answer is 229 into 10 power of 3 by d square. That is the value of variable stress. Okay dear. Again what we need to find out? We need to find out the endurance limit. We need to find out. Okay dear. If you want to find out the endurance limit, you need to represent by sigma EA equal to sigma E. Sigma E is indicate that endurance limit into load correction factor, that is represented by Ka. Is it right? Sigma E value, how much we got here? The sigma E is given as the endurance limit is reverse bending may be assumed to be 1/2 of the ultimate, means 1/2 into 1/2 nothing but 0.5. How much here? 0.5 ultimate stress, sigma U. Is it right? Sigma E equal to 1/2 of ultimate stress. Then we can represent here 1/2 nothing but 0.5 sigma U. That is the value of sigma E. I represent here 0.5 sigma U into load factor. How much is given here? The load factor is given as 0.7. 0.7. Then 0.5 into sigma u. Sigma u, how much we got it here? 1070. 1070 into 0.7. Then if you multiply 0.5 into 1070 into 0.7, then you will get the answer is 374.5. So what will be the unit? The unit of endurance limit is Newton per millimeter square. So sigma EA value. Again, what we need to find out? Actually, our intention is we need to find out the diameter of this rod. Is it right? Then we need to use the Soderberg equation. If you want to find out the Soderberg equation, we know the formula is 1 by n equal to sigma m by sigma y plus sigma v by sigma a. Is it right? So, sigma EA into K surface finishing factor by K surface KSU into K size finishing factor. I will represent here 1 by n equal to 1 by n nothing but factor of safety equal to sigma m. Sigma m nothing but mean stress factor. Is it right? Or we can say as mean stress. We can say sigma m by sigma y. Okay, plus sigma v by sigma EA into KF. So sigma v nothing but the variable stress and sigma EA nothing but endurance limit into KF nothing but stress concentration factor by K surface finishing factor into K size factor. Okay dear. Then 1 by n nothing but the factor of safety. In this equation how much is given? The factor of safety is given as 2. Is it right? 1 by 2 equal to the mean stress. Mean stress is 0. And the variable stress sigma y value, yield stress 910. Okay, 910 plus sigma v. How much we got here? Sigma v value is 229 into 10 power of 3. 229 into 10 power of 3 by d square into stress concentration factor into KF. KF value how much is given here? It is given as 1. Okay, 1 divided by sigma EA. Sigma EA we got it as 374.5. 374.5 into K surface finishing factor. How much we got it here? 0.8. 0.8. K size factor, how much we got it here? 0.85. Always remember one point. If it is K surface finishing factor, if K size finishing factor and stress concentration factor, if it is not given, then you need to consider the value as 1. Okay? Then 1 by 2 nothing but 0.5 equal to 0 by number, it should be 0 plus, then you need to divide this value 229 into 10 power of 3, 229 into 10 power of 3 divided by 374.5 into 0.8 into 0.85 multiplied by d square. So if you calculate with the help of calci, 229 into 10 power of 3 divided by 374.5 into 0.8 into 0.85, then you will get the value is 900. Okay, 0.5 equal to 900 by d square. Then you need to cross multiply this term, d square equal to 900 by 0.5. So if you divide 900 by 0.5, if you remove the square, it's make as root. Is it right? 900 by 0.5. So if you solve with the help of calci, if you are taking the root 900 by 0.5, then you will get the answer is 42.4 mm. So the diameter of this material, how much is there? 42.4 mm. Is it right? So if you have any doubt, please write down in the comment box. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you, dear.